You're on mute, Nate, just to give you a heads up there.
Now I got it. Chris, you think after 2 years I could figure this out. This is, you got the #1 ranking. Who do you feel your contending teams are that you got to most be up against? And is there any head-to-head stuff among those teams?
Yeah, there is. Hang on. Well, I mean, the rankings, as you know, I'm going to typically say they don't mean much. It's what happens at the meet. I'd have to say anybody that's ranked in the top 10 has a shot at this thing, and it's just going to be really close. I've never seen it on the men's side this balanced in a long time. So I don't think there's any clear favorite. We're certainly not. I guess we're ranked #1, but just based off of some performances and all that. But as you know, once you get into this meet, I mean, we've had athletes ranked 16th the last qualifier, and they score a lot of points. And so it's just going to be a battle, and we're going to have to try not to make any mistakes and do what we're capable of doing. So hard to predict, Nate.
You feel you're pretty well balanced as far as spreading it out through distance sprints and single events?
Yeah, well, we're in a variety of events, from the 4x4 to the distance medley relay, the 5,000 down to the 60 hurdles. Our 2 outstanding horizontal jumpers. We have a great 400-meter runner, outstanding, highly ranked 800-meter runner in Kieran Taylor, and so we got a lot of ammunition. We just we got to hit the target, and that's the key to this whole thing. And like I said, if you're in the top 16 and you're scoring 8, you got a 50% chance of scoring. But scoring 1 point won't be enough in all those events. We've got to do some damage, and hopefully we get off a good start with Eamon and Aiden Owens on Friday, and he has a good first day in the HEP, and Eamon has a great race in the 5K in that distance medley relay team. I mean, the meet's not going to last long, that's for sure. It's going to go by quick. So
will Eamon will he also run the 3 on Saturday?
Yep. So he's running the 5 and the 3. Yep. So I thought we did a pretty good job of not getting greedy with athletes and overworking them at the SEC meet, and still able to pull off the win. And so now hopefully we can reach some of that benefit, and guys feel fresh. So
thanks.
Bob, did you have a question?
Yeah, I had a couple for Chris and Lance. I don't want Lance to get too bored over there. I'll ask him first. Don't want him to go to sleep or anything. Hey, Lance, I know that obviously they wanted to meet in 2020, but you guys are going for your 3rd in a row when they've held the meet. I think you'd only be the 3rd program to do that. I looked up Oregon's won 5 in a row. I think they won 3 in a row. LSU's won 3 in a row. How big a deal would that be if you could win a 3rd in a row?
Well, it'd be outstanding. It's a situation where we will be not a favorite where we were last year and the year before. We're going to have to work a little more in a journeyman fashion, because we do have a lot of bullets, but like Chris said, they have to hit the target, and our target is try to get over 50, 60 points, because that's what it takes on the women's side to win it. And we're in a fight with some fellow SEC schools, as well as the University of Texas, to battle for one of those trophies. And what color it is depends on how things go on Saturday to, finalize the meet. We do have some good weapons, but we also have some people that need to maybe elevate themselves in their respective event and contribute as best they can. So we're looking forward to it. This is my 116th NCAA championship. So,
Holy smokes, Lance.
yeah, we've been very fortunate to be able to go almost every national championship we've been a part of. So between D2 and D1, this is starting to establish a legacy.
So were you just bored one night and added it all up, or how'd you know?
We did. I sat through another technical meeting yesterday with the NCAA, and I was going, I wonder how many of these I've sat through, because every one of them is the same. You don't learn anything. You just hear the same old rigmarole that makes sure that your Nike swoosh fits into a 1.5 by 2 inch block, and you can't have extraneous advertising, and make sure your kids are well behaved and so on. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying the fact's a fact. They're always the same.
And that's Cal Poly and Arkansas.
Yes, sir.
And you're not counting like when you were running for tech or anything. That's just as coach.
No.
Okay, well, I wouldn't say you should or shouldn't.
Just coaching.
Sure. And then you have kids that have scored at these national meets and have experienced winning, titles, was
Yes.
recently last year. How much does that help?
There's no doubt experience helps a lot. The idea of, keeping everything, your composure and perspective, respecting the opposition, but not being overwhelmed by them. It's another track meet that's just a little more exclusive because, as Chris said, there's 16 people that are invited. And if you beat half of them, you're in a scoring position. And then it's a matter of harvesting as many points as you possibly can.
And Chris, you mentioned Aiden. Obviously, he's the #1 ranked guy, and he had a pretty good SEC meet, not even doing his specialties. What do you expect from Aiden?
A good track meet, a good multi. For this kind of meet, I'm sure Lance will agree. It's just, if you do what got you there, it's going to be, you're going to have a lot of success. And so Aiden really just needs to do what got him there. And our job right now is to not over plan or over coach, just kind of let these kids get them to the meet and, let them do their thing. So what the expectation is, he's the #1 ranked heptathlete in the country. And, but this won't be his biggest meet. And that's what we keep telling him too. This is a big one, but there's more down the road, and there's going to be other big meets. And so just go out and have fun, just go out and compete and test yourself and see what you're capable of doing. That's kind of the approach you have to take. It's not the final meet of his career. This is another step in the journey. Let's go out and have some fun and kick some ass. Right. So.
And then do you know who you're running on your DMR and on your 4x4?
I can't speak for the 4x4 because we have a number of alternates, and that's Coach Case's call. He's had phenomenal success in that event, and so I don't poison his well. I have my own thoughts and always have, and he'll come out with something completely different, and then I'll say, I wish I thought of that. So he does have some choices to make, and I'm going to let him make it. But as far as the distance medley, as of right now, we're going to lead off Andrew Cabet, and he's a sophomore, and then we're going to go to our freshman Brandon Battle. Then we're going to go to our sophomore Leroy Russell. He just missed making the field of 16. He was the first man out, so he's a very capable individual, and he's our transfer from Indiana State. And then we're going to anchor with our freshman, and that's Elias Schemmel.
And then you held out your jumpers, calculated risk at SECs. You want to be healthy and sure didn't want them to aggravate anything. How are those guys health wise, and what are you looking for out of them?
They look good. They certainly have some fresh legs. So, their trainers and doctors have done a phenomenal job of getting them to this point. And, you never know, Bob, when they haven't competed in a few weeks, and, you just don't know until they get out there and start competing, but everything in practice looks 100%. So.
And then you mentioned, Taylor just had kind of an off day at the SEC. So, maybe that's good he did it there and isn't going to do it at national. Just how do you feel about him? And do you think he has a little extra, I don't know, motivation or some little extra juice for this after he didn't have the kind of SECs he would have wanted?
Yeah, I mean, that's just part of the SEC. I think the Georgia athlete that was number 2 or 3 in the country didn't make the final of the 400. Those things happen. You just hope that they learn from the mistakes, and it will. I guess you could say, glad it happened there instead of the SEC meet, but you certainly don't want to make a habit of it either. So it's every one of these races are crucial. So, hope that he learned, and he's an outstanding competitor, and wants it real bad. And, so we hope he has a good race. Need him to have a good race.
And then Lance, Lauren Gregory, I know you don't want to over push her, but she did pretty well handling a big load at SECs. What's your plan for Lauren on the weekend?
Lauren's going to run the 5,000 on Friday night and come back in the 3,000 on Saturday night. And so basically the SEC meet worked out is basically a great quality workout in preparation for this double at the NCAA meet. She's very, very fit and very healthy. And, her reputation in the past was she's pretty fragile, but she is really taking good care of herself, and our athletic training staff has just done a fantastic job of maintenance for not just her, but all the distance crew. So now it's a matter of lining up, and then our distance medley changes shape because we'll put Shafiqua in the 800, and this new schedule is real tight. So doubling kids is very, very difficult because the men run in a separate window from the women. And so they'll have a 2-hour block where they do their competitions, and then they clear the building, I guess, and then we come in and kind of complete the night. So when we were overlapping each other, it gave much more time for recovery and rest. And now, people like Shafiqua in the 800, it's a almost impossible double to do the 800 and come back in the DMR. And then Lauren, her weapon is more in the 5,000. And so we'll run a new combination in the distance medley as well.
So what's the plan on the DMR?
We'll lead off Isabel Van Camp, who just missed making her event in the 3,000 by 0.02 of a second. And then we'll have one of our quarter milers, and we have a bevy of those. And then Chrissy Gear will run the 800 leg, which is unique to her. And then we'll anchor Logan Jolly in the mile. And she just missed, to keep the theme going, she just missed making the mile final by 0.02 of a second. So we have 2 very, very good athletes starting and finishing that distance medley that should have been in the meet anyway. But, it didn't happen. So the good news is they can run a very strong DMR.
Are they doing that for COVID safety?
Yeah, they started it last year
Yeah.
with the sensitivity about the number of people in the building and so on. But for some reason, they didn't get the memo that a lot of this COVID is backed off. So we're staying with this, situation.
Okay, thanks, guys. I might have a couple more, but I'll turn it back to Sean. Thank you.
Nate, did you have another question?
Yeah, I didn't even know Lance was on there. It didn't show up. He didn't show up in the deal, so that's why.
You couldn't see his white hair.
Huh?
You couldn't
Sometimes,
see,
you
you
know,
couldn't see his white hair.
sometimes I'm
Not with
known
my
as Lane
technology.
Carter.
I'm lucky to see anything.
Yeah, I've been Lane Carter for a while, so maybe that's where you missed me.
I was wondering about head to head. Where you come up? How often you come up against Florida and Texas and whoever else you think's a contender?
You know, it's a situation where all year, the 4 or 5 of us have been in this exchange of being either first, second, third, or fourth. And it's been consistent. So I think there's a lot of credibility to it. And because of the way we scheduled, we've seen a lot of this competition during the course of the indoor season. So they're legit. We're legit. There's going to be some great head-on-head in the sprint areas. The distances are more our forte compared to the other 3. And then we all have mile relays. So the 4x4, you know, would be really nice if it came down to the 4x4. We'd look forward to that.
Thank you.
Anybody else with a question?
Yeah, Chris, I was wondering if you've sitting here figured out how many NCAA championships you've been to.
He's a lot younger than me, so
Yeah, that's true.
Not
He's a little bit younger,
Not as many as Lance.
yeah. You guys got to celebrate sweeping at SECs, and I'm not trying to put pressure on you, but you're ranked number 1 and number 2, and Lance, you guys are the 2-time defending champs, and you know, Chris, you won one before, and have you guys thought about a sweep, a national sweep? How cool that would be?
that would be really cool. But
That'd be good.
that's a tall order.
Well, like I said, I'm not trying to put pressure on you. I just kind of popped in my head. I mean, there aren't too many.
Yeah, you are, Bob.
Do you guys like having it in Birmingham? Is that a good? Lance, I think you guys won there one year in 2016.
We did. It's always nice to have the meet at Fayetteville. I think we have a great facility and great fans and great spirit in that building. I'm not sure if they can duplicate that at a lot of the tracks that are across the nation.
But I mean, is it a good place to have the meet? You like it, or?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay,
I think that you know, it has, you know, certain tracks have a reputation of being super fast. Arkansas, etc. You know, even the A&M track is pretty fast. I'm not sure if that reputation follows into Birmingham.
Chris, what do you remember about it competing there? Is it, if you don't want to say anything good, don't worry about it. I'm not going to quote you.
I mean,
Bucknam who hates Birmingham or something, going to do that.
I mean, we've run well there. I think we're national runners up there one year. So I mean, they're in North Dakota or whatever. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, you know. At the end of the day, all the things that Lance said are correct. You know, I prefer being in on a college campus myself. I mean, those are the people that are making the investment in track and field, and I think they earn the right to have the meet there. But I can't speak for anything that the NCAA does and how they figure this rotation or whatever. So I'll go where they tell us, you know, where they tell us to go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'm good. Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else with a question? Appreciate everybody's time today.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Good luck, y'all.
And if
Thanks.
you guys need us, just, you know, don't hesitate to call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I think I'm going to be in Tampa basketball, but I think Matt Jones is going to handle track. He knows track pretty well. So,
Oh, yeah.
and I'll make sure he has your contact info, and I'll send you an email about making sure, any info, you send to Matt too.
Okay,
Okay.
well,
So,
Thank you.
okay. Well, take care. Good luck down there.
See ya.
Thanks.